Hello interweb, this is Dannage. Welcome back. What are we on? We're on episode 7 of Cattle Shores. The reason I sounded slightly confused there is because I'm actually redoing this. Yes, this is a do-over, or as City Planner calls it, what was he calls it? He calls it a McGuffin, a Macmillan, a Mulligan. We're doing a Mulligan. Not because of any technical issues this time, just because I thought the episode sucked. Also, I thought what I'd done with the map at that point, it sucked as well. So all I've done, relayed some terrain that I had before, made it a bit straighter. It was all a little bit wobbly, and it's all level. Oh, lovely and level. Lovely and level bridge. Couldn't get the little cast iron things over the top, which I quite like with the railway bridges, but never mind. And it all levels out and then lowers gently down past this path onto this station, and then is going underground. I was about to break into... It wasn't Paul Weller, was it? No, who was it? Who was it from the 80s going underground? Town called Malice. Something like that. Pops out here, just because that's where the topography comes out. There's a dip, and it just happens to be between where the station was, and I didn't want to hug the coast too much. Here we've got a little dumbbell around a cargo train station. That's all one-way industrial roads, so hopefully that will cope with traffic when I link it up that side and that side. It won't cause too much of a jam. And some quayside there, and then following the rail all the way, we've got it again going level until the other station. Before we go any further, let us make a train line. Let's create a line that goes from there, that goes to there, and then, very imaginatively, back again. That's going to cause lots of excitement, because now, oh look at that, people running towards the station, because they've now found that we can actually go for a train ride to the other side of the city. What I want to do, I want to put another train station. I do want one in the middle. Now it needs to be close to the city centre, needs to be close to the residential waterfront and the city and the other residential waterfront and the harbour area, where there's going to be at least 2 ports even. A passenger port and a cargo port. Even though we've got... So this was the cargo hub, wasn't it? So I'm not going to make another one of them. I'm just going to make a cargo harbour and a normal harbour. And then the cargo harbour is going to connect up with this. Now, I do also want trains to go up here. I want industry to collect stuff from the forest industry and the ore industry. But I also want a passenger train to come up to Rivertown and hook us up to Rivertown. So that's all great, but that's going to require other lines, because I do not want to disturb this line here, which has got the not the intercontinental, but the intercounty, interplanetary maps. What's the one? Interregional, intercity. All right. Intercity trains. So I am allowing off-the-map stuff to come in. What we want is another... So I'm thinking here, because I do need to make this station close enough, because I want to make a transport hub. But I want to do an individual hub for all sorts of stuff. So I'm thinking some sort of plaza, surrounded by bus stations, metro lines, and a train station. Now, I have collected some assets. I did want a train station, and I've gone for the modern 4-track station, whose author isn't on there. Oh, well, somebody's made that. They did a very good job. Thank you very much. Now, one of the reasons that I've picked this station is, apart from the fact that it looks sort of modern and stuff, is because it's only got 2, you see that 2 lines coming out of it. Obviously that's 4 lines because they're 2-way tracks. but it's only got 2 sets of tracks. Now, there are a lot of stations on internet. Super good. Oh, look at that. It's getting quite busy there with the trains. Steady on, fellas. Going to increase that traffic. But, yeah, I wanted something that was a bit smaller. So this is, although, ironically, this has the largest train tracks footprint of any station I think I've ever seen. So that's groovy. Now let's switch that off so that it stops complaining about water and electricity. Going to put it over there, and then that's going to give us some space. So down here is going to be some sort of square, all pedestrianised, so that people can get over it, and it's going to look epic, in theory. Right? You believe me, don't you? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Got ourselves another bit of train track. Actually, I'm going to use the this Swiss track because it's come. Has it come with that line? I can't see any track there. That's interesting. Okay, let us assume that it has. That's going a little bit funny, but I'm sure it's going to be fine. That I am going to guess that is a terrain height issue thing. I'm at 0. I'm looking at my traffic, my road tools thing. Let us have a look. Yeah, I mean, look, that suggests that the ground underneath is not happy with where I've put it. So right click, left click, right click, left click, right click, and then increase your brush size. Apologies to all the Germans I've just offended. And then what you do is you grab that, and you press the shift instead of the caps lock when you want to grab some things, more than one thing at once. And then you control H and you adjust it so that it's the same height. And then you go, yeah, look, the train tracks started appearing, and over here they're not appearing, so everything thinks that it's too low. That is fine. We go over here, we right click, we left click, and we uncover the majesty of the missing train tracks. The mystery is solved. That I don't know why that's glitching out. What we're going to do is we're going to expand that size, because we want everything around here to be level. Now, I have some advantages here. I did mention that I've got 2 train lines I want to do. I have some advantages here because this is a passenger rail line. Apparently, passenger rail lines can take a little bit of a sloping. But he's probably gonna get up under here, snake somewhere down here. Look, I put trees around here, all this place now. Come out of the mountain or come round the mountain and then come up, sort of come around the edges and find its way to the river district. This little area that we're going to make here. That'll be easy. What won't be easy is the forest industry, is the industrial ones, because the industrial ones got to be pretty level, right? And over here we have got, I know that the levels around here, let me just set my brush strength to 0 in case I lefty instead of righty click. So the levels around here, 130, 140, 150. Over here where we've got the ore industry, that's 130, 140, so that's quite high. And down here where we've got the existing industrial line, we're at 40, which means 100-meter climb. So, what did I come up with? Almost like I've had a thought about this before. Is I'd noticed that I have a higher area here. Right, yeah, bear with me. Which is next to where I'm going to put all of my, factories. Interesting. So if I were to put an area here with another completely separate cargo line, run it along the mountains, jump across, up into the hills, and then across the hills again. Oh, yeah. That should work, shouldn't it? We're going to try that now. I've got my brush strength to 0. So let's unzeroize that. And now we're at 86 up here. Always got to start with the road. And then you can move them about. Let's raise that a little bit. And then I'm going to raise the terrain around it. Let's just, for fun, because everybody seems to be doing this on their industrial cargo lines, is we set that to have a couple of different things. Oh, let's remember to turn him off. Let's put another industrial one-way road. That seems to be a different height. Why are you a different height? Well, I don't know. Now you're not. You see, where's this going to go? Because it's got to go somewhere, hasn't it? So it's going to go down. What this has got to do is this has got to go down to... This has got to go down to the industrial area with the factories. Otherwise, roads that go nowhere make no sense. So what we do is we left click on our Alt key there. Realise we've got node selection on. There we go. Some nice gentle bends there. Gentle bend being that that bear, wasn't it? Was that a bear? Yeah, I think it was a bear. Teaching children that bears are super friendly and are always safe to approach. No, children. If you're watching this, do not approach bears. Okay, bears are not as cute as their furry counterparts. Trust me, I used to be one. Let's just join that up. We're going to make that loop a little bit more stuff. Now, so that's going up there. They're going around there. They're going down there. Now we were going for a bend there. All right, we'll have it there. Oh yes, I've got two nodes very close together now. Let's get rid of that, because that's a traffic disaster waiting to happen, isn't it? So that's generally there. And then what we want to do is we want to get some train MacGuffins in. And there, we're going to go that. We're going to join there. This guy is going to join there. And it's going to look like there's three things going on, whereas really we know only one of those is functional. I'm going to come out here with my Anarchy. It's coming up a little bit, not very much, because we don't want this noticeable. We don't want a noticeable slope. But I do know that we can get over here. Now I did have a few windy bits before, and we can move these and then move them up a bit more. Yeah, see? Disappeared the pillar. Great. And we know that is going to have enough clearance because it's sort of halfway up the lamppost. There we go. And then moving that guy. We pop this down and then we scoot that down until it just clears. We've got a train. It's coming over here, and we know that it has to climb to this point. However, it doesn't necessarily have to do that straight away. So we want to get it up to there so that it becomes a reasonable sort of slope. What we want is the gentlest slopage that we possibly can. And slope our object. And then now everything's nice. But now I want this to run alongside the highway. Now we want to aim for, what height are we at here? The ground here is 90. The train's sort of about level with that, so the train's at about 100. So we're going to want to move the train over here and then we're going to want it to join up now around about here, so we're going to want around about 120. We're gonna need to introduce the train line, but it's going to have to be flat so that it's about there, and then we're going to level the terrain under it, not using a park. Not using a park, no. So that's 109. Okay, here we go. there we have it. So we've got the cargo line, and that is, or the secondary cargo line, and that's coming up here, coming up a gentle slope, keeping its bridge as low as possible, and then going to ground if it can, and then crossing the road fairly high, but not too bad, and then coming up the side of the mountain, going into a tunnel because there's too much hill and too much of a gradient. So coming out then and going around the side of the hill, and then coming up ever so slightly, and then moving into that's that all got adjusted to the same height. So let's just grab that. And grab that, and grab that, and grab that, and that one, and that one, and that one, and that one, and that one. And then slope those bad boys. Cool. So, stays around about the same height. Here, it's all the same height, and goes to another switched off cargo hub. Not cargo hub, cargo rail. Now, I'm not going to link this to the forestry just yet because I don't need to. Let's face it. This can just mean that the first industry that we build is the ore industry. And that can then prove that the train's working. It's a little bit of a wibbly-wobbly line, isn't it? But it is trying to join or respect the topography, as the saying goes. So I think it's alright. It's better than what it was. It's better than the one that you missed. So yeah, it's coming up, and it's just waving around the side of the mountain and then straightening out when it can, when the stuff's flattened out. So some of this stuff is flattened out, but I do want more cliff texture when we are in the ore industry. So that's working for me. There's going to be more of that. There's going to be more steps and more flat bits and more of those. So tune in next time. Whatever shall we do? Next time we should probably do something to allow those... We want to allow those although we've got no industry demand. So I think what we're going to do next time is we're going to build more houses, because look, we've got loads of demand for houses. So tune back in on Wednesday and we will see about making everything fit. Did I join those up? Yes, I did. And we will see if this train station works. That will be interesting to find out. It shouldn't, because A, it's switched off, and B, it's not part of the line, and C, it's got nobody there. But we'll find out next time on City Skylines. Ha ha ha! Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.